This is Grimm Grinner on all channels.
Hey there, wastelanders.
Don't you fucking quit on me now!
News of violent attack catch you all as the phoenix rises from the ashes. Welcome to the wastes. Hey there, wastelanders. This is Grimm Grinner broadcasting on all channels out of the bunker today, as I'm getting ready for a very particular sort of supply run. Yeah, I guess you could say. We're finally seeing some warmth around the wastes, which has been a relief after the chill that stuck around from winter. With the warmth is coming new supply runs coming in for some of the more secure settlements, courtesy of the farm. I got word that the bakery has a few more items using the crops they grew in that greenhouse they built a few months back, and that the Capra vineyard is prepping the new seeds for this year. On a related note, Viola Capra has sent a request for any spare hands that can help with this process, as they're also getting the previous batch ready for fermenting. Any wastelanders offering help will be compensated with a few bottles of your choice as a bit of a bonus. I've also heard word that some more farmers have been spotted roaming the wastes in search of areas they could get set up in. I believe Balasar has a few couriers on hand to aid with this, but of course if anyone out there encounters some of these farmers, helping out will be a great idea. The more fresh vegetation we have growing out there, the better off we'll be, I think. I had a report on the way here that some members of the jury have been spotted in the region near Ausund, potentially looking for people in need of judgment or new recruits. In either case, make sure to steer clear of them, folks. Based on recent experience, it's not a fun time, and I was lucky enough that they needed me alive to hand over to the judge himself. Can't imagine how much worse it would be if you're not one of the chosen few deserving of that audience. I've also been hearing various claims that there have been some conflicts between the jury and some leafers in some of the Badlands areas east of here, near Trail. No word on why the creeps in that region aren't also involved, but it does sound like the two groups are taking some hard hits from their scraps. It does make me curious as to what may be in that area worth fighting over like this. To get cultists and raiders at each other's throats, it's either something valuable or something really dangerous. What a wasteland. I talked with Balasar the other day over coffee at the Roasted Road, and he mentioned rumblings of a new faction making their way north from across the Static Lakes, calling themselves the Order of the Cataclysm. Word around that area of the waste is that they're a group of fanatical slavers who believe they are the New World Order blessed to cleanse the wastes of sin, and that a cluster of them are working to either cross or go around the Static Lakes to set up an operation here. I guess if we don't have enough to worry about between Jury, Twin Town, the Gat, and all the raiders like the Leafers, now we get to potentially add slavers to the mix. Hopefully, most of us can just end up steering clear, or better yet, that they don't bother with crossing the lakes at all. Word came in just before I set up for this broadcast that the wastelanders traveling under the name of Stultus Aurum have recently lost one of their party. Apparently they came across an old vault that was home to some drug-addled raiders who turned it into a deadly maze of traps, which one of them fell to. Not sure what their plans are now, but if any of them can hear this, my heart goes out to you. It's never easy losing a friend out there. Speaking of which, before I left Burblack, a bunch of wastelanders from a caravan Praxis had traveled with in the early days came to pay their respects by bringing a bit of joy to some of us around the settlement. This particular caravan calls themselves the Clerics of Blaz, and all of them have these sort of talismans around their neck, with the symbol of a turtle and a sunburst etched into them. They're interestingly peaceful, and came to pay their respects to Praxis. I guess he must have traveled with them for a while and learned a bit about their faith. They brought a lot of interesting stuff for trade, and were just generally pleasant to have in the settlement for a few days. Brought a lot of joy to a fair amount of people. And for a little bit, the rad storm clouds parted just to let that bit of light in. And with that, I'll let today's broadcast close out on a happier note for once. sorting out a resupply and fuel situation to finish this run and make it back okay is going to take another day or so. And even then I need to figure out what else I might need. So, this has been Grimm Grinner, broadcasting out of the bunker on all channels. See you in the wastes. Welcome to The Wastes is a Wasteland podcast brought to you by Edward Grimm Grinner Hutchinson. Feel free to follow me on all social media and make sure to subscribe so you can hear new episodes as they release. If you like what I do here and want to support the podcast by getting some cool merch, check out my Etsy store. For more information and all the links, check out linktree.com/welcome to the wastes. Thanks for listening.